Good morning, everybody. Lee Brower here, and welcome to this week's edition of Meaningful Monday. I am grateful to be with you, and I'm glad to be with you. Over the last several weeks, we've had the opportunity to talk about the leadership characteristics of the empowered wealth mindset. We've talked about 6 of those characteristics so far. We talked about being in gratitude, as opposed to being grateful for, but being in gratitude no matter what our circumstances. We've talked about being true wealth based. We've talked about being vision driven. We've talked about being curious. We've talked about being compassionate. And we've talked about being self-actualizing. This week, the best way that I can describe this week is to share with you something that my father always said. Now, he had numerous sayings. Some I can't share with you, but this one I can. He would say, I feel more like I do now than I ever have. And at first I feel more like I do now than I ever have. I think that's the essence of being in the present moment, isn't it? That's the essence of being in the moment. And so presence, being present, we must be present in order to be great leaders. And there's different ways to be present. You know, when you think about being present, you can be present physically. But what we're really talking about, yes, it's important to be present physically, but we're really talking about, more importantly, is to be physically present and connected emotionally or spiritually or intellectually or mentally with that moment and with the people that are in that moment. That you don't waste that moment, those memories. You know, surveys have shown over and over again, and I owned a home IV health company, and I can tell you it's true. When you ask those that are near the last days of their life, if they have any regrets, the number one regret is, I wish I spent more time with the people that I love. Let's eliminate those regrets. And you do that by identifying how to be present, both in your workplace and at home, in the right time, in the right way, with the right people, for the right reason. And there's certain rules that you can follow to be able to do that. You know, in today's world, it's so easy to excuse ourselves and think we're being present because with the click of a mouse, we can be in contact with thousands of people who we call our friends. But we're really not connecting with them, are we? We're really not present with them. Now, that's a good service for those that we love and to be able to do things, but it's also a distraction. And it's taken away from our time to really, truly be present in the moments that we have. The two enemies of being present in the moment, which should be the strength of the moment, one could be our past. If we're so caught up in thinking about our past or what's happened yesterday that we can't be present in the moment, then that's a distraction. At the same time, if we're looking out into the future and we're so caught up into the future about what's going to happen tomorrow or the next day or after this next meeting, that we can't be present in that moment, we lose our opportunity to be leaders and really attracting, because great leaders attract greater people and greater opportunities, greater relationships. So physically and mentally and spiritually, there's 2 times when we should strive to always be present. And that would be in times of crisis, problem solving, fun, and celebration. Now, to me, celebration is just an outward display of gratitude. Celebration for me is the many traditions and rituals that leaders set up to bring their people together, their family, whether it's family or business, to bring them together in moments of being present. That's a deliberate act. So, rule number 1, be where your heart is. So, design systems around you as you do that. And so you're being with those that you value most. As you do that, you will become a better leader in your workplace and your other environments. You will become a better leader. Number 2, be where your feet are. That means be connected with the people that you're talking to. 3, be interested. Interested, E-D, not I-N-G, interesting. Focus on being interested. Number 4, be intentionally purposeful in being present. So intentionally present. You know, design activities that encourage being present, but also be proactive in what you do. I have a tradition that's evolved into really a habit, which has really evolved into a characteristic or a trait. And that is, I almost always, before I ever meet with anybody, I go through and ask myself, what do I know about them? What do I appreciate about them? What do I want them to know? How do I want them to feel? And what do I want them to do? I'll repeat that. What do I know about them? And what do I appreciate about them? What do I want them to know? How do I want them to feel? And if there's anything that I want them to do, what is that? That brings great intentionality into being present and being interested. Very powerful, very powerful. So, to summarize, I'm just going to break it down this way. Let go, don't go, be where your feet are. Let go, don't go, be where your feet are. Let go of the past, free yourself up to be in the moment. Let go of the future, free yourself to be in the moment where your feet are. Our deepest regrets of tomorrow can be totally eliminated right now, starting right now, today. The future is in your imagination. The presence is now. I'll talk to you next week. Have a wonderful, wonderful present week.